festive hello to you.
Hola, mi ardilla. How's it going?
Bueno.
Good. Glad to hear that. Well, hello.
Mucho gusto, subscribers.
Hello, movie fans. We are Cinema Girl.
Cinema Squirrel.
And Squirrel here has a special hat in honor of today's topic. Movie that we're discussing is Oh, What Fun, the new Christmas movie that just came out.
I keep thinking it's Netflix, but it's not. It's Amazon. Prime original. So,
yes.
You know.
And
straight to streaming.
And out of all of the, there's something about Christmas movies. They have a certain
similarity.
Like when you are looking, when you start watching one, you're like, maybe this, and then it starts and you're like, this is just like a little too low budget or a little too, I don't recognize anybody, or there's just one person and it's like, anyway, what I'm getting at is like, if I were going to review one, if we were going to take one on, I really feel like this is the one, co-written and also directed by Michael Showalter, and co-written by Chandler Baker, and it's got just a packed cast of talented actors.
Yes.
Of all different styles. And so, if anything, this was like, okay, if we're gonna watch one, if we're gonna potentially pick on one, this one is the one, because it had the most chance to do something cool.
Right. More so than Merry Little Xmas with Alicia Silverstone. She was kind of like the biggest name in that.
Or the something mystery?
Merry Little Mystery.
Merry Little Mystery with
a Roku original.
Which you can shop during that one. We watched that one with Jordan Sparks. And somebody we just called Glitterbeard.
Yeah, Glitterbeard with the sharp angles. Someone chiseled that beard off of him. Ooh. And also champagne problems. See, we have watched a lot of 2025 Christmas films for you, subscribers, so maybe you don't have to.
And
the one we focused on was Oh, What Fun.
Yeah, this one was the only one that was like, okay, I think I've got stuff to say.
Pretty much anything with Jason Schwartzman should be great.
Should be great, and he certainly tried his best. He really did. Like, he brought a big old dollop of charm.
Yes.
He was the big dollop of like charming vanilla ice cream, just instantly melting into this
eggnog slurry of a Christmas movie.
So, I don't know. How do we start? Should we sum up this movie?
For one, it took a second viewing. We watched this twice.
She watched it twice, which we pretty much never do with these movies.
For it to kind of sink in that it's set in Texas, but filmed in Atlanta.
Yes. And maybe it's about a mom. Maybe it's like the desperation, if we want to come up with like an emotion or something. It's the desperation of a mom to be acknowledged, particularly publicly acknowledged on the Zazie Timms show by her children.
Right. That's all she wants.
In her quest to be like the perfect Christmas mom, but really to be publicly acknowledged as that. More so than anything, more so than Good Times. Just be publicly acknowledged on a talk show for being the best. And when it doesn't work out, chaos reigns.
So Michelle Pfeiffer as Claire.
Yes.
With a kind of running joke when she, spoilers, finally does meet, what was the celebrity? Zazie
Timms?
Zazie Timms keeps calling her the wrong name.
Right.
Which was a mild laugh, but good. Dennis Leary as Nick. And what was their last name?
Clouster.
So he's Nick Clouster. And it doesn't really go anywhere.
I
thought it was going to go somewhere about that.
Right, it's going to turn out they're the best people. She should have been Karen Clouster, really, come on.
Yeah.
And it seems that, the voiceover, now I can get behind what the voiceover is saying. It's like there should be more Christmas movies about
Oh,
women,
sure.
about moms, how about female characters? And I'm totally, I'm with you, sister. Like the whole mythology, for the most part, of most of these holidays and religions is such a sausage fest.
It's Christmas sausage fest. And I did like how they called out, I've always thought of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as a great film. But they suddenly called it out, going, and how much screen time does the wife get for Steve Martin's wife? Who, good luck remembering her character's name, gets 89 seconds of screen time. It's like, oof, yeah, they did not write her well at all. So, yeah, I appreciated the start bit with our character sort of addressing the audience. And correct me if I'm wrong, she does that quite a few times. Like the narration is talking to us.
The narration's talking to us. And, I kind of wonder how the writers felt about Claire.
Right.
Claire?
Did they even
Karen?
like her?
Did they like her or not? Because they did a very interesting touch, which is sometimes her narration goes over the top of, say, her oldest daughter, who is trying to answer a question,
Right.
trying to actually connect with her. Sometimes the husband is trying to soothe, her feelings, and her narration goes over the top of what he's saying. So, I think maybe one of the issues is that Michael Showalter he's from the state, Wet Hot American Summer, some of those parody movies, like the rom-com parody, what's it called? Like They Came Together or something
right, with
like
Amy
that.
Poehler and Paul Rudd. Yeah.
So there's that kind of that comedy style. But he also directed The Big Sick, which is one of my favorite movies ever, and is like a beautiful rom-com. So I feel like he's seen both sides, and I feel like nobody could quite decide what they wanted this movie to be. And who, much like the number of Clousters that eventually were in that high-priced kitchen that they were in. Side note,
Everyone's got the HGTV
rich people
show house.
Oh, so many movies are just rich people problems, and it's just like, all right, folks. But anyway, maybe there were so many people involved in this who were like, no, it needs to be, we need more slapstick. We need more, pathos, whatever.
For some reason.
We couldn't, So, let's just go through, A Justice 4, maybe.
Ooh, already into a Justice
Maybe
4?
I'm already getting into a Justice 4 now. It's a tricky one because a part of it wants to be justice for Jason Schwartzman's character,
Doug?
because he's being treated so rudely throughout by Chloe Grace Moretz's character. However, ultimately, justice for these two grandchildren who are experiencing this situation. Yeah. Christmas and any holidays, I really believe, should be focused around, the whole point is togetherness, but really, like, if you're bothering with presents and, activities, and the main focus should be for regular old, like, decent human beings, should be the kids. These kids are like props in the background. They have their headphones on for most of it. They get taken
get one or two lines.
They get taken to a thing that was like another moment of comedy called So You're a Dancer. They get taken to something that they're apparently a huge fan of, and then minutes later they have to leave just as they're getting into it. They never complain. They're never given those lines. They they're just kind of, I think the dad says to them, Jason Schwartzman says to them at one point, get back to the kid stuff, basically go disappear. So I think justice for them.
Yep.
And I think the big problem is that Claire, who I feel like this, for some reason, was like a Kristen Chenoweth part.
Yes.
Being played by Michelle Pfeiffer. It felt very Kristen Chenoweth. Almost like Michelle Pfeiffer channeling Kristen Chenoweth. And there was so much just like brittleness and bitterness.
Yes.
And kind of like Southern bless your heartness going on here throughout that I didn't like her one bit. And so watching this lady who is really appears to be doing this whole thing that she claims she starts January 1st, putting on this display with the house full of decorations. And, they do throw in a few scenes of her like taking out the trash and no one's helping. But really, she's the one centering herself.
Oh, sure. Or anything.
Yeah.
Like cooking the dinner, the big Christmas Eve dinner. She does it all. You see her clearing the table, which upsets Dennis Leary, who wants to make a toast.
Right.
But she's busy clearing away plates and talking to other people at the family. But he's like, Claire, are you listening? It's
Right.
like, what the hell? But yeah, so she's doing all the dishes too. So she's doing everything.
She's doing everything. And so you can feel a little sorry for her sometimes because he does like make the toast basically to himself, to Santa Claus, to this nebulous idea. Sorry. Oh, sorry. We didn't click. This was for kids. Anyway, but like rather than toasting the person who's making it. So there's a fundamental problem in this family. And it's not about these couple of days. It's about their whole like existence together. The dad says like, have you met them? Like the kids.
Right.
Well, these are the kids you raised, guys. And also when she's confiding to the trucker or whatever, later on, she's like, where's the gift receipt on being a parent?
Yeah.
Like she wants to give back her kids. So basically she's not likable. She's emotionally actually unavailable. She's so brittle, she's crispy,
Oh, right. And we've missed the flash forward start of the movie, which is like you get 2 seconds of credits, like Amazon Prime presents, in a weird stop motion hand wrapping presents or something. Then flash forward to Claire at a gas station, sponsored by Exxon. Family in another car is being rambunctious and loud, and the mom looks exasperated. So
Right.
Michelle Pfeiffer walks up, taps on the window, which you could get shot doing that. What is she thinking? But taps on the window. The other mom's like, can I help you? And she's like, can I just have a word with your kids in my Texas drawl? Kids, appreciate your mom because she might die, or some words to that
Right,
effect. And it's
right.
like, and then it freeze frames, and Michelle Pfeiffer, again, talks to the audience directly going, don't look at me like that.
Yeah.
Ebenezer Scrooge was a grump, and he got it. And it's like, okay, I thought she was going to be an Ebenezer Scrooge type. Like, lean into it, Michelle Pfeiffer. Lean into it and be like, I do everything, but I'm grumpy about it. I could get behind that, but it's like, I do
Right.
everything. You're supposed to feel sorry for me. And I kind of didn't, and I didn't know why. Like, yeah, I didn't find her likable. That goes a long way.
Right.
It goes a long way to liking a character.
And like any sort of Karen type character, the movie sort of reeks of like the rules don't apply to me.
Yes.
And so when her neighbor across the street that she claims it's supposed to be a rival. See, again, this movie doesn't know what it wants to do, because it's like it's gonna make the neighbors across the street like the rivals. But let's face it, everybody here is wealthy. Although I don't understand how Nick Clouster runs, as the t-shirt says, like a furniture business, and he cannot seem to put together this dollhouse.
Oh, the Narby dream house.
The Narby dream house.
Wasn't Barbie. It's like non-Mattel denominational big dream house.
He can't put this together. And do these kids even want this? I seriously doubt it. Maybe
Right.
Calico
Yeah,
Critters.
We talked about that. And it's also, it's just, people, I sneaked a peek at Rotten Tomatoes to see what people were saying about this. And a lot of people dislike this film, as do we. Sorry, movie. Again, no one really sets out to make a bad movie. And this one had me thinking, really? Because it looks like you've set out and everyone's bored and phoning it in. But the people who defend it say, oh, come on, it's a sweet little Christmas movie. No, it's not. It isn't sweet at all. It's
Right.
kind of exasperating to watch because nobody acts like a human.
Right.
It's like in this world, cell phones exist. We have a Home Alone style, oh, they forgot someone, get on the phone. Get
true.
Problem solved. But
True.
the writers went, we can't do that. That would be too easy.
And there's what, like 7 cars that they have available to them too.
Right.
So, you know,
but to your point about the rivalry, yeah, it's like giant expensive house across the street has beautiful lights on, and the Asian family's like, oh, hey, Claire. And she's like, hey, Janine, or whatever. The neighbor's Jean. I think it was just
her
Jean.
real name is Joan. Yeah, Jean. I think it was Jean
Wang Wasserman.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be funny? Her name is Wang in it. Like, oh.
No,
like,
that's not supposed to be funny. That's
right. So it's like they kept emphasizing that. Everyone kept saying Wang Wasserman, like the whole name. And I'm like, do they think that's funny to say the whole name all the time?
I think it's because the dad was Wasserman and it was just ended up being a mouthful.
It's like the Pfeiffer news. I just couldn't work out what's funny. Are they thinking if we repeat things constantly and they sound a bit funny, that's funny?
But the thing is, Jean across the street looks like she might actually be fun and might actually be calm and might actually be enjoying her family.
And a good character.
And she, she's kind of real. She sneaks out for a cigarette in the yard. She's got a name for Claire also behind her back. But she actually comes over with a gift. And, she is kind of snide about the inflatables, and that wasn't cool. But to act like they are sort of keeping each other at a distance and they don't know each other very well, the script goofs up because it says, Jean says at some point, I told her not to go off those hormones.
Oh, yep.
So that would suggest that they have talked.
Right.
Unless that was just a joke she was making. So that they do know each other to that level, that they have spoken before. So, yeah. So there's this point where the candle's given and Claire has to one up Jean, and so
oh my
because
goodness,
there's too many wicks on the candle, stuff like do we care, and Felicity Jones, the oldest daughter, is looking on like, wait, you need more than 3 now? Like, it has to be more than 3 because you have to win, you have to one up, you can't even just be equal,
right?
You can't be less,
and
you have to be more.
Could be funny if it was played, if they really lent into it. Like, that's kind of crazy. So make Michelle Pfeiffer's character crazier and have the rest of the family be the sane ones going, you don't need more wicks in a candle to outdo so. That's crazy. Which, of course, she picks up a bathtub-sized candle with like 10 wicks. I wonder if Crate and Barrel actually sell that. Big advert for Crate and Barrel in this movie.
I know. See, I was thinking at some point, maybe this movie would have been, I think they set out to care about a mom and have a mom go off the rails, but they didn't really justify the going off the rails.
Right.
So instead, she's just like an unpleasant lady who goes off the rails, and we tend to not like that as a society. That is a Karen. And so instead, they could have put it from the point of view of Channing, Felicity Jones's character, and they were all like, it wouldn't have taken that much to do that, and it would have been the story of someone trying to see if she could get out of this tradition that she's trapped in, that she has to go be around this domineering, perfection obsessed mother, and she doesn't seem to be allowed to ask, could we do it differently? Because sure enough, she says, like, could we try it, maybe something else next year? Claire doesn't even respond.
Right.
She won't even discuss it. And then she proceeds to steal a giant candle.
That was just bizarre slapstick.
Yeah.
It was just weird and it wasn't funny. But rather than just panning this film the whole time, even though, was a bit bad, there are flashes of greatness.
It's true.
And I made a note in the first couple of minutes. Dennis Leary's put upon Granddad making this Narby dream house. Like, such a subtle bit of acting, downplayed it. He's looking at the instructions and just mumbles, I don't need this, and just chucks it. And I love that. I appreciated that. Yeah. Felicity Jones and Jason Schwartzman talking about the elf on the shelf.
Yes.
That was like some of the most realistic couples dialogue where they're having fun, making fun of something. And I just believe that totally. I believe they were a couple when they're just going, why would they call their elf Barnaby? That's like a serial killer's name.
And they were like, Barnaby. And yeah, and we actually stopped the movie and talked about how you don't see that in movies very often. You don't see like an existing couple making each other laugh.
So there are flashes of great writing to be like, more of that.
One thumbs up to that.
More of that would make the characters endearing if we saw how they really are with each other, instead of, let me pick up a bathtub-sized candle and run out the store, stealing it, and also like 50 security guards who are all teenagers. I don't know whether that's supposed to be a joke, like the writer's like, oh, security's gotten like so young these days. Oh, that'll be funny to have a bunch of teens in uniforms chasing after them in the car park.
Yeah. No, again, there are things like I thought the So You're a Dancer show was funny.
Yep.
I thought Jason Schwartzman is always funny. I thought the weird singing of 12 Days of Christmas by
that was
Dominic
great.
Sessa, whatever, was really funny. The way the neighbors sing their Christmas carols, like all like, you know, like a boy band or something, was funny.
And like photos in films used to be very poorly photoshopped. Like, you know, production would do their best to be like, look, it's you with Richard Nixon. And I appreciated the work they did with Chloe Grace Moretz and her I date someone new every year. And they had sort of, you know, photographs from a few years ago on a different camera. So they must have done the research to be like, what camera was available then? So it's like, oh, look, they have a photo album that they're flipping through with the new girlfriend going, who's that? And it's like, oh, that's her other girlfriend from before. Oh, that's 2019. That's 2020. And I appreciate that little touch of like, someone went to the effort to make a full-on family photo album with all these different people in it.
Much similarly, that character, Taylor, her room.
Good memory.
Her room was really like authentically designed. Like this looked like a room that had things accumulated gradually. You don't always see that in movies.
And that should tell you
Jordan
something.
Sparks' Christmas movie.
That should tell you something, that we're paying attention to the props and the rooms rather than what the characters do.
Yeah, and finally we get to through, you know, all kinds of, you know, mayhem, we finally get to the Eva Longoria show, which is the Zazie Tim show, where we get to meet her character.
Yep.
And her behind the scenes persona.
She steals it.
She's excellent. It feels like something out of Hacks, down to having Rose Abdoo in her entourage as well.
Like as her manager or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Or something, yeah.
They just don't address it. They're just in her dressing room
But,
office.
You know, so much realness there where she's like, you know, yanking her Spanx down and kicking her shoes off and just like explaining, hey, the reason I started this whole mom giveaway was because I was filling my own stocking, you know. And it's like, hey, yeah, if you're a mom, what?
More of this. I wish we'd had more of this.
Yeah. If you're a mom, you do relate to that. There's a good chance you've wrapped presents by yourself without anybody going like, hey, maybe I should get in there and help. There's a good chance you have bought something for everybody's stocking and maybe put something that you already owned in yours to make it look like you got something too. You know, and nobody notices and goes like, oh, wait, what? That's messed up. I should have done that for you. Yeah, there's a good chance that you could have gotten in that circle and shared stories. But guess what? Claire doesn't share stories. Right. Claire sits there clammed up while these women are laughing and grinning and feeling affectionate.
Right, you pointed out, after all that time, that was her goal, to get on that show, and she doesn't really talk to anyone.
Because she's not on TV at that point, right? Because she's a freaking narcissist, I think.
Shots fired.
She's like, she doesn't care about actually hanging out with Zazie Tims, it appears. Right. She doesn't really want to relate to other women and, you know, and maybe reflect on like, whoa, what does it mean that my family forgot about me? Or did I actually cause that? Because I made everybody leave in multiple cars, and then I disappeared across the street to hand my neighbor like a lunch bag full of store-bought chocolates rather than give her the stolen candle that I created a mess and then told everyone to hurry, and they didn't realize because there was multiple cars that I wasn't with them. Maybe it's my fault and I overreacted and I'm part of the problem, and that maybe I shouldn't be making Christmas a year-long project. Maybe that's insane. Maybe Dennis Leary starting to put together a dollhouse the night before is part of the fun.
Right.
It's part of the fun. It's a scramble. And yeah, these ladies said like, oh yeah, my husband tells me, don't worry, he'll get done because I do it. And I was like, but see, it was said with affection and awareness and agency. Like Zazie created her own thing and she's like, and I'm a boss bitch here. And the other lady very comically was like, yes, you are, whatever. Meanwhile, the only thing that kind of humanizes Claire a little bit is like, I don't know, just her time where she's getting a little bit rumpled. She's falling out of a car while her car is being towed.
Oh my goodness, yeah, let's talk about that weirdness. I think it feels like the writers went, nothing's happened in a while. She stayed at a motel with a stranger.
Yeah.
Which could have been a great scene of like, compare notes, but they don't linger on that at all.
No, but then, also justice for Danielle Brooks. We love you, Danielle Brooks, and that scene was really kind of stupid.
Yeah,
that you were part of.
My goodness, we love Danielle Brooks.
Yeah,
wasted in this film, but she got a paycheck, so good for you. Hopefully, Amazon just paid for another house.
Yeah,
but yeah, a row of cars in front of a motel, and Claire's sleeping in her car because the stranger she's in a motel room with likes the TV on to go to sleep.
Plus whale sounds.
Plus whale sounds. That I love the fact that the whale sounds started with like a and then before the scene ends it goes like really jarring whale noise.
But that was her moment actually. Sorry, I feel like I just cut you off.
It's okay.
But that was her moment to actually like think about someone else's perspective.
Right.
And go like, oh, wait.
Have a learning moment.
How is it that you're a delivery driver on Christmas Eve,
right, and
you're saying, actually, I had a great day. I saw these famous sights, out in my deliveries, and I did this and I did this. And, she kind of had a positive attitude. And Claire that doesn't even stop Claire in her tracks long enough to say like, wait, I've got a really nice situation here in town and I'm abandoning it because I have to be the victim because no one has nominated me to be recognized on television. But back to you on the parking spot.
Oh, just a row of cars in front of a motel, Christmas Eve night, and she's in her car sleeping, and the camera like tilts like, oh, the car's being picked up, and sure enough, only her car is being towed because, as the driver puts it, who I said they wanted Jim Gaffigan and couldn't get him, so they got John Smaffigan. And he's like, you were parked in a yellow stripe zone. And then when you see behind the tow truck, there's no yellow stripe zone. It's just shenanigans have to happen. And that grinds my squirrely gears. I'm like, you could have done anything else for that.
Right.
The car she could have come out and like someone stole her tires or something. Some desperate Christmas Eve tire thief. Anything other than being towed in front of a motel. No one does that.
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
That didn't make any sense. But we also all gasped, everyone that was watching the film at the time, when the stunt person like jumps out of the car while it's being towed and just face plants on the pavement. It's like, ow,
Who did that? Like it should have been more one of those SNL dummies thrown out, but I think that was a real shape of a person.
Real stunt person got some money for that. Anyway, there's a lot of things that don't make sense in the film, and you think, if you just spent a minute to think about it, like we kept saying, or I kept screaming at the TV, cell phones exist and would simplify this. So a simple rewrite is have Claire, I don't know, chuck her phone in the bushes outside the house in anger, or throw it in the oven with Jason Schwartzman's pecan brittle or something. Just have her so angry she leaves her phone. That way you've got like, well, we don't know where mom is. Instead, she keeps looking at her phone, seeing like 5 missed calls from your husband. And she willfully ignores everybody in the family.
Right.
Like, I'm sick of you all. Well, leave your phone then. And they would be scratching their heads.
Right. And you know, I feel like DJ Sweatpants and Jason Schwartzman's character, Doug, sort of they are our representatives in this family, like looking in, going like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, Taylor's a jerk. Felicity Jones, Channing is even kind of a jerk to be showing the photos in the photo album to this year's girlfriend, you know, knowing it's going to hurt her feelings. And
also having Christmas. Like, mom's missing, but we're still going to do Christmas. And that bothered me about Felicity Jones's character going, can you all just, like, get it in gear and it's supposed to be fun. It's like, wait a minute. One of the family members is missing. No, it's not supposed to be fun.
And one of them's still in bed. It's
like, don't have Christmas. You can wait.
And they didn't inflate the inflatables like Pick-a-Lane. Pick-a-Lane. What are we doing here?
So many things wrong with this film.
Bring out the awful Barbie house that no one wanted to begin with.
If you're one of the people on Rotten Tomatoes defending it, you really gotta watch it again. We watched it twice and that's enough. But there's so many plot holes, it bothered me.
And notice that at the end, like the 1 year later, I think a great 1 year later is that Claire's in jail.
Sure.
Because she stole and evaded the mall police, and, you know, we never come back around to that, you know.
She just got away with it.
She did a crime. But also, you know, it's like Channing got her ski Christmas and we all came along. Like, it's really kind of unsettling. Like, I think what Channing wanted was to get to be the mom for a minute and maybe have a break from the family. But instead, you're like, wait, I think you said something about skiing. Now we're all going. And everyone's going to cook. And I'm going to be by myself in the back in a hot tub or whatever, saying like, cheers, moms. And then just looking again so like put together in this false like beauty pageant kind of way. Like, I don't like her, and I think she didn't really learn anything.
Nope.
Because and this is not the mom representation that I want to see in movies. Like, this wasn't it.
Nope.
Oh, what fun. I feel like if we're gonna get sarcastic, I was thinking like the next one should be like deck the halls, you know. I don't know. Like,
and I'd like to give a quick Christmas message to Hollywood writers of these movies, because every one of the Christmas movies we watched, every one did the 1 year later fade out. Mm-hmm. Every one of them. Merry Little Mystery, My Xmas, whatever it was, with Alicia Silverstone, the Champagne Problems, all of them did the,
which I was asleep for the end of that.
Let's just lean in for a kiss or whatever, or look like, oh, it all worked out. Fade to black 1 year later comes up. Can we just retire that? Or go even further, just go 10 years later and be like, wow, you put makeup on everyone.
20 years later.
Yeah, do that. I'd believe that more.
The alligators have arisen from the swamps, and this is how we do Christmas.
Sea levels rose. We now live with alligators.
30 years later.
In our mansion.
40 years later.
Yeah, so 1 year later, go to heck. Let's go. Let's do something different. Why not go 5 years before? And then you're like, what? They just did a prequel at the end of the film?
Who hurt you, Claire Closter?
Yeah.
Yeah. She said she missed her mom.
Oh, right.
Was her mom like this?
Probably.
Anyway. What did you think of the movie? This is our Christmas special.
Yep. That was it. Happy holidays.
Enjoy the
Don't
season.
watch Oh What Fun. Don't watch it. There's our gift to you. We've watched it twice. We watched it twice.
I don't know why.
There you go.